Let's go. So it is a wrap. So the New York Islanders finish things off in their second round matchup, a Metropolitan Division rival in the Philadelphia Flyers. They find a way to get things done, winning Game 7 by a score of 4-0. We'll be taking a look at the details of this series, how things look for the Islanders in their next series. We'll take a look at all that in this video. If you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe down below. And if you are not subscribed, which a lot of you are not, make sure to give that subscribe. We're so close to 500, so help us out in that cause. Let's get right into the video. "1993. Sound familiar? Not for me, at the very least. I was not even born yet. 1993. You may be saying, what's up with 1993? What does that have anything to do with anything that you're talking about today? That's a good question. Well, I'm going to answer that right now. The New York Islanders, for the first time since 1993, if my math's correct, 27 years. It has been 27 years since the New York Islanders have gotten past the second round of the Stanley Cup Playoffs into the conference finals. 27 years. That was the longest in NHL history, being 27 years, 4 years ahead of the Los Angeles Kings, who were 24 years without getting that far. 27 years for the New York Islanders. It's been a long time in the making, and pretty exciting overall. So let's get into this Game 7. So going into the game, the New York Islanders actually led this series. They were up 3-1 on the Philadelphia Flyers at one point, and they kind of let that go. From games 4, 5, and 6, the Islanders were not playing their identity game, and that seemed to be an issue for the Islanders. Even in Game 4, they won that game, but let's be honest, there were points where the Islanders really struggled to play that Barry Trotz structured game, and they let the game get away from them, and inevitably Sean Couturier getting the overtime winner in Game 4, and that kind of turned the momentum around in Game 5, and the Islanders started to spiral from there. So going into Game 7, we are tied at 3. The Flyers seemingly had all the momentum. The Islanders had been starting Semyon Varlamov throughout the entire playoffs, but the two games we saw from Thomas Greiss specifically in this series, Barry Trotz decided to go with Thomas Greiss starting in between the pipes tonight, and looking back, it looked like a pretty genius move by the Islanders coaching staff. So we start things off early in the first period, and the Philadelphia Flyers were coming out flying early. They hit the post on a deflection. They got a couple of really good opportunities early, but then penalties started to become an issue as this game went along. But the Islanders really turned the momentum. Scott Mayfield gets his first of the postseason. A big goal for the Islanders. Not too long after, Andy Green scores his second goal of the postseason, and the New York Islanders are up 2-0. And ever since that Mayfield goal, the Islanders seemingly had all the momentum in this hockey game. And as we get into the end of the first period, into the early parts of the second period, penalties were an issue for the Philadelphia Flyers. All their 4 penalties that they took were within about 10 minutes between the end of the period and the start of the next period. And the Islanders were not able to score on the power play. The Philadelphia Flyers were not able to capitalize and start to build momentum off of that. We saw the Capitals do that in their last series with the Islanders, build off the momentum of a good penalty kill. That was an issue in this series for the Philadelphia Flyers. We head into the second period. Brock Nelson, 7th of the postseason. A great goal by Brock. And the Islanders just found a way to just, this is a play where you catch, Giroux coming in the zone, not that strong on the puck. Nelson actually stick lifted him or whatever. He interfered with the stick. Pulock takes it right up to Bailey along the wing, and Nelson comes all the way back, and he gets a tap in, and the New York Islanders are up 3-0. And at this point, it looks like the Islanders will be winning this game, but we've seen crazier things in this year's playoffs. Remember that Blue Jackets? You were up 3 with 5 minutes left against the Leafs, so no lead is safe. But going into the third period, the Islanders are up 3-0. The Flyers at this point really weren't recording that many shots. Through the first 2 periods, the Philadelphia Flyers had only 9 shots. They had 6 in the first period, 3 shots in the second period, and 7 in the third period. They only had 16 shots in this hockey game. It reminds me a lot of the Vancouver Canucks in their situation last night with Vegas. But this is different. The Islanders just dominated a large portion of this game. And I think a lot of people out there would say, the Islanders dominated a large portion of, especially those first 3 games of the series. The Islanders really did dominate. And they were able to do that again here in Game 7. And that ended up being the difference maker. And obviously late we see Anthony Beauvillier get the last goal of the game. I predicted that he would score. If you checked out our Instagram story, I said the Islanders were going to win this game, and Beauvillier got the game winner. I was wrong in that regard, but Beauvillier did score the last goal of the game, so I guess you could say I was kind of right. So the Islanders find a way. They move on to Tampa, a really tough matchup. The Tampa Bay Lightning, their forward group, very deep, especially some of those guys that they've added at the deadline, guys like Blake Coleman and Jonas Donskoy, Barclay Goodrow. I always get them messed up. Really solid pickups. You've got that blue line. Victor Hedman has been putting up a couple of goals, specifically in this last series against Boston. Now you have the goalie controversy for who starts Game 1 on Monday for the New York Islanders. Is it going to be Semyon Varlamov, or do you ride the hot hand here in Thomas Greiss? It's going to be a couple of questions for the New York Islanders to answer, but got a couple of days to celebrate and enjoy it a little bit. But we go right back to action tomorrow night, actually, with the Western Conference Final beginning Game 1, as well as on Monday when the Eastern Conference, where you see the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New York Islanders. So comment down below, Islanders fans, how excited are you for this series? Let me know, who do you think is going to start Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final? Is it going to be Greiss, or are we going to see Semyon Varlamov back in between the pipes? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.